Welcome to another game in which I'm going to be playing Kassadin mid lane with my team versus a Orianna mid lane. We have Ezreal Lulu versus a TF bottom. We weren't certain if it was going to be TF bottom, but in the end they sent TF. Then we have Nocturne jungle. They have double jungle. They have Leona and Jarvan. We were very skeptical about this because we kind of expected a lot of counter jungle from them, but you know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, and then we've got Renekton top lane versus a Garen. So, we'll just jump in and we'll see how this goes. Anyway, so initially, we as I said, we expected a lot of counter jungle because double jungle, they've got 2 smites. It makes sense for them to counter jungle us a lot. In fact, we expected an invade because they've got a lot of CC with that team. Our first assessment was that TF was actually going to be an AD, but it turned out later on that he was actually AP bot lane, which is fine. It just means they don't have an AD carry later. Effectively, they have sort of Jarvan, I guess, and Garen, but it's not the same as proper AD. But anyway, so I come into mid lane. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to farm as Kassadin because I can't do a lot to my opponent in the early levels. I need to level up. Level 6 is when the action starts really for me. But anyway, and then they gank me. I'm like, oh crap, flash. They ignite me and everything. I get away with the smallest amount of health, and it's like, that was so risky. Then they go onto my Nocturne in the jungle. They steal our red. Nocturne then gets caught out, killed sadly, and then I kill Leona. Okay, fine, but Orianna's now ahead of me in levels, so kind of painful for me because it means it's harder for me to start putting the hurt on her, and it takes longer for me to get to the point where I can start killing her, whereas she gets to level 6 sooner, which means that she's going to be able to pressure me more, and it's going to be more painful for me in lane, and I've got to play even safer. I've also got to be scared of multiple ganks coming in from their junglers, because I'm very weak in the early levels without my escape, without my damage. So I'm just trying to keep it safe, not push too far. Luckily she's pushing hard, so I call that a bonus for myself. But their top lane's missing at this point, and we don't know what's happening. We think that he's gone back, and then 4-man gang, boom, all the CC. There is no way I'm going to get away from that. It's no way. You know, that's just ridiculous to expect me to get away from that. I didn't even have a, and then Nocturne gets dived as well, and we're like, yeah. So, we're in a bit of a troubling situation here. They're just pressuring me really hard, and now Orianna's definitely going to be 6. Look, she's 6, I'm level 4. Mid tower's like no life. I'm struggling to last hit, struggling to fight in general, and I just can't put any pressure. I can't even go up top to help our Renekton, and Orianna's up there, so they're pressuring for that tower. I'm just gonna sit here and get level 6 as quickly as possible. Hell, they're even managing to, with TF, 1v2 our bot lane, and so we're in a dire situation at the moment where we don't know what's happening. But I've now got ult, and I'm thinking maybe I can do something here, but then I figure, nah, probably best that I don't. So I just go back, and I buy myself a Catalyst Protector for a Rod of Ages. Now normally I'd go Tear the Goddess after this, but because of the amount of pressure, I need AP so that I can start actually hurting people. And then Garen ganks me, and we sort of put a bit of hurt on him and causing the back off. But they're heading towards bot lane, so I start heading down, and then they catch me, and I'm like, you know, so I better run away. But then, as I said, they're going bot lane, and we knew they were, but I managed to get an exhaust out of them for nothing really, because I'm Kassadin, I'm just going to walk away. And then they're pushing bot tower, they're pressuring everything, they're taking towers really early. Good from them, well played currently. And then they get a dragon, there's nothing we can do about it. Our jungle's behind by a level theoretically, and their mid laner is crushing me. But then we catch out Leona here, kill her, boom. Sets me well on my way. I then help with killing TF, give the kill to Nocturne, bring him back in a bit more. And now I'm starting to come back in. I've got some I've got some kills, I've got some money. I'm currently sitting on 1.2k, which is not too bad, to be honest, considering. And then I put some pressure on this tower, and then I'm hesitant. I don't really want to push too far. TF ults, I'm scared that that's me, but nope. It was just him TFing down to bot lane. So I'm just gonna last hit. I'm not too scared of ganks now because I've got Rift Walk. So, and I feel that in the right situation I could probably just turn around and kill Orianna. And then I come up here to hopefully help with this. Get a kill on Jarvan. Then we kill Leona, but Renekton dies to Leona. Fine, okay, so we trade 1 kill, but we get 2, and we kill both their junglers. And both their junglers are putting a lot of pressure on us, so I say that's a bonus. I've got my Rod of Ages now, and then Orianna stays too long. Of course I'm going to kill her. I'm Kassadin. There is nothing that she can do to get away. Even if she flashed over the wall, I'd just Rift Walk after her. And then I'm like, okay, so no point friggin' doing anything with that blue, so I was going to give it to Nocturne, but they smited it off him or something like that. Something like that. I didn't see. But anyway, and then I catch out TF, and I just hurt him. Boom. So, I'm now 5-1-2, with a Rod of Ages, got blue buff. I'm feeling quite strong at the moment. I kind of want to bait something out here, so I'm sort of standing here thinking that they'll try and go on me, but apparently they don't fall for it. They just back off with the buff pretty much, and then they catch out Nocturne flashes, and we just go well on our way and just sort of go back to being safe. Then Renekton gets ganked, and I'm like, okay, fine. So they're all up there, so I'm just going to push this, because I can't go up there. There's freaking 4, I think maybe even there was 5 of them. So I'm just like, okay, just rush this tower really quick. Boom. So we get a tower, they get a kill. Fine. Then they're pressuring our top lane a bit, and then I catch out Garen, and we're moving in for Jarvan as quickly as we can. I'm at this point, and I'm like, this isn't going to work, I can't do a lot of damage. But then Nocturne ults, and we get the kill on Jarvan. So, feeling pretty chuffed with myself, I'm doing well, 6-1-3 at this point. I go back, I get a needlessly large rod, and then I'm like, okay, so, doing pretty good. I've got a lot of damage now. I'm at a suitable situation where hopefully I can turn fights around by bursting down somebody, but because I've not got the Tear of the Goddess, continuous fights without blue buff is very hard for me. Hell, even with blue buff it's hard because I can't Rift Walk as often as I'd like. Whereas with the Tear of the Goddess I'd have been able to Rift Walk all over the map, pretty much, without fear of losing out on my mana too badly. But, oh well. That's, I suppose, an advantage for them. But then we catch out the Leona killer. I get caught out by these two, but they spent all their effort killing me. That my team just goes off and kills off their other members, so their Orianna, their Jarvan. So they get me. Fine, okay. I'm not really worth a huge amount. Well, I was, but it's like the amount of effort they put onto me, we're just coming further and further back into the game. They are actually ahead of us in gold at this point because of towers, because of dragons, but they're bringing us back in, and I'm actually only growing stronger and stronger with every fight, to be honest, because I'm gaining gold, and it's scary to see a Kassadin start coming back in after you shut him down. There, we wanted to go in, but then we realised Leona was there, and we're like, yeah, let's just back off, play it safe, let's not go in too hard, let's just wait out and see if we can catch something. And then we catch out Orianna, I burst her, and then they all trying to CC me, and then I Rift Walk out, and then silence, boom, and we catch out Jarvan, and then we sort of going on to TF, but we don't want to go too deep, and then Renekton does slice in, W, I then go whoop, and then we kill him. Yay. And then we push in for this tower. Quickly as we can. Boom. Sadly we couldn't get it in the end. We could have maybe got it if we were a bit more risky, but we decided play it safe. There's no point risking anything now. We're coming back in. So, I've now got a Rabadon's Death Cap. Now is a point where bursting somebody down is really easy for me when they've not got MR against me. So, we know they're in there, we catch them out, boom, kill Orianna, split her off to her entire team and just obliterate her. I then see Jarvan here, because of our ward, and I slow him, I silence him, and then he tries to get away, but I rift walk him, force pulse him. He's dead, boom. Then we push in here, I kill Garen. I then sort of go off to the side, where they can't see me. They know I'm here, or at least they should, and then I rift walk, boom, silence, and flash out. Fine, okay, so I killed Leona for my flash. I think that's worth it, to be honest. We get a tower out of it. And then TF flashes here because of Lulu. I'm wanting to do something, but it's like, yeah, it's not worth it. I don't have enough mana, so I'm just like, let's back off. I come here, steal this blue, and then I run away like a scaredy chicken. And then back off. I get a late Tear of the Goddess and Home Guard boots. Home Guard boots are strong because you can rift walk alongside them, so you get back into lane even faster. They can't get away from you as easily if they're going in for the base stuff like inhibitors. It's an all-round. It's a good item for a good enchant on boots for Kassadin. And then we're pressuring here. We know Garen's top lane, and then they're trying to go for me, but they know that what's going to happen is I'm just going to rift walk out. And then waiting, boom, boom. Just obliterate 3 members of the team pretty much just with force pulse. I then go on to the TF, silence him, rift walk out. And then it's like, we know Garen's coming, so I just back. They could have gone for me, but I'd have just rift walked away, and it's not a lot they can do against that. So I go back, I get a Sapphire Crystal, an Amplifying Tome, and start building up Rasheen. And then we catch out Jarvan here, but I can't get onto him. But then Renection stuns, and I don't get anything out of it, but we kill him anyway. Bonus, cool. I'm now 15-6 at this point. I'm ridiculously powerful. There's not a lot they can do to me, because I'm just going to walk away from their CC, and then they wasted it all on me, and I'm just going to come back in a second later and obliterate somebody, because that's what Kassadins do. It's very hard to lock him down. You've got to literally just burst him down with CC, and then obliterate him before he can get away. Otherwise, he's going to get away from you, and he's just going to kill you. So anyway, I go from the blue buff, and then Garen comes in here and I silence him. I'm doing good damage even to their tanks because they're not build MR. Health is good against Kassadin to a point, but that's only because he's AP. But he's full on burst, he just obliterates you anyway. Health doesn't do a huge amount against him, because a Q in E at this point, even on somebody with a giant spell, I'm doing half their life with that alone. I'm building up for a Lich Bane. Once I get that, it's just Q, E, well, R, Q, E, auto attack. Somebody's dead. Look, I just half health Orianna right there, alone. Then we can focus Garen. It's not like they can do anything about it. And then it's like, I see this, I go in, and I burst down Orianna. I then go straight into Jarvan, and Orianna, Leona's there, burst her, and then my quadra was stolen. Ezreal's a cunt. Don't like you anymore, Ezreal. But then we're just here pushing into this. I silence him. I try to go in, but yeah, I get his splash. It means next time if I do catch him, he's dead. But then we get this inhib, and then we back off. We go in for this tower next as quickly as we can. We stay a little bit too long, and our team gets caught out by TF. I go down this way. I shouldn't have gone this way. I should have just gone straight out of lane and backed. But I played it wrong, pretty much. So we get caught out. Only Nocturne lives, and they get a Baron. Not necessarily a good thing, but oh well. So I got Sheen now, blasting once. I nearly got Lich Bane. Nearly at the point where I can burst somebody. and I'm not even level 16 yet. And if I was level 16, I'd burst people down even faster. So we can see them getting their blue, and we're like, okay, let's just take Drake. There's not a lot they can do. Catch out Leona, half alpha, force her to back off. And then we're like, okay, so even though they got Baron, let's just go take bot tower. We know that we can fight them, because I can eliminate one member instantly. And then if they don't kill me in that time, I'm going to burst down another guy pretty much. And then I catch out TF, go in for him. Boom. I go really deep here, and then they all catch me and kill me. Fine, okay, so they spent all that effort there killing me, and then my team just rampages through them and just finishes off the fight pretty much. And only their Garen lives. He pushes the inhibitor on our side, but fine, okay. In that time, we get another inhibitor, so they've got only 2. Our minions are pushing top lane, and we get another tower. So, in the end, even though theoretically we were losing because they got the Baron, we made a mistake, we came back, and suddenly now we're so far ahead. I just burst down Garen down to half life, and that was without the auto attack through the Lich Bane. My damage is ridiculous at this point. You give me even the remotest chance to burst somebody, and I will. Then we catch out Orianna here. Saw him for a ward, just went for her, killed her. Then we catch out Jarvan. Slow him, he's like, okay, ult, and then, nope, Rift Walk on top of him, kill him. And then we're like, yep, okay, let's just go for the inhibitor up here. No point messing around with minions when we can just take this. Boom. Pretty much burst down TF. TF gets away, sadly. I then get caught out and killed. Kinda sucks, but my team then finishes off Garen. Get another inhib. My team stays a little bit too long, gets caught out by an Orianna ult on friggin' Renekton and Nocturne. And then we lose 3, Ezreal lives, but they're stuck in base. There's nothing they can do to us now. We clear up here. We've got 2 super minions per wave every lane. There's not a lot they can do. They're kind of stuck in their base. They have to push it all out really far, and then we're just going to catch one of them out eventually and kill them. I've now got my Archangel's staff. It's not very well stacked because I got it so late, and I've not been able to spam. But then Renekton catches out the Garen. We go for it. As deep as we want to. I sit off the side because I want to burst somebody important down. Orianna uses ult. I'm like, yep, okay, perfect opportunity. Go for her. Half health her, and I'm like, okay, that's without the auto attack, and she's half healthed. TF wants to stun me. I'm like, no, not happening. Catch out Leona. Boom. That's 1 member down. A lot of their CC gone. Waiting for the opportunity. See Orianna. I'm like, okay. You sit there. I'm just going to burst you down in a moment. And then I go for TF. Half help him. He's backing off. And then Jarvan goes on me. We're like, okay, you can try to go on me. It's fine. But it's not going to work. And then Garen comes in. Silence him. Kill him. Wait for a second. Go on to Jarvan. Hunt him down a little bit. Then back off. Because I don't want to take the tower. I then burst down Ori down to no life. And we're going for the Nexus. And Twisted Fate really wants to kill me. Fine, try it. I'm going to kill you anyway. And it was GG well played. Thoroughly enjoyed playing Kassadin at the moment. Thank you for watching.